Common limiting beliefs include variations of "I'm not good enough," "I don't deserve success or happiness," "Life is meant to be hard," "I can't trust others," "Money is evil or corrupting," "I must sacrifice my needs for others," or "I'm too old, young, inexperienced, or flawed to achieve my dreams." These beliefs feel true because they've been reinforced by repeated experience, but they're actually just programs that can be updated or deleted. What if I told you that right now, in this very moment, you have access to a frequency of consciousness that could transform not just your thoughts, but your entire reality? A frequency so powerful that it can dissolve limitations, heal your body at the cellular level, and connect you to infinite possibilities? I'm not talking about wishful thinking or positive affirmations. I'm talking about a fundamental shift in how consciousness itself operates. Something extraordinary is happening on our planet. The very fabric of reality is changing, and those who understand how to work with these changes are experiencing miracles that were once considered impossible. The world is experiencing an unprecedented shift in consciousness. Millions are awakening to higher dimensional awareness, and those who learn to tune into these elevated frequencies are discovering extraordinary abilities to create, heal, and manifest. This isn't just spiritual theory. It's a practical roadmap to embodying your highest potential. You might have noticed strange things happening in your life recently. Perhaps you've been experiencing vivid dreams, sudden knowing about people or situations, or an inexplicable urge to change everything about how you live. Maybe you felt disconnected from things that used to matter to you, while feeling drawn to concepts and experiences that feel both foreign and familiar. These aren't random occurrences. They're signs that you're beginning to tune into what I call the fifth frequency. Over the next 40 minutes, you'll gain a complete understanding of fifth dimensional consciousness and how to access it. You'll learn practical techniques for raising your vibrational frequency that you can implement immediately. I'll share tools for navigating the ascension process with grace, rather than confusion or fear. You'll discover methods for manifesting from higher states of awareness that bypass the struggle and force of traditional goal setting. Most importantly, you'll receive a clear path to embodying your spiritual gifts in daily life, transforming not just your inner world, but your external reality. We'll explore 10 transformative principles that will help you tune into the fifth frequency and step into your role as a conscious creator of reality. By the end of this journey, you'll understand exactly where humanity is heading, why you're experiencing the changes you're experiencing, and how to accelerate your own evolution while supporting the collective awakening happening all around us. Chapter 1: The Quantum Leap: Understanding Dimensional Consciousness. Imagine consciousness as a vast radio dial with multiple stations broadcasting simultaneously. Most of humanity has been tuned to one particular station for thousands of years. But now, something unprecedented is happening. The dial is moving, and we're beginning to pick up signals from an entirely different frequency band. This isn't metaphor. This is the literal reality of what's occurring on our planet right now. Consciousness exists across multiple dimensions, and humanity is currently transitioning from third to fifth dimensional awareness. This shift represents a fundamental change in how we perceive reality and our place within it. Let me explain what this actually means. Third dimensional consciousness is characterized by linear thinking, separation, and limitation. In 3D awareness, you experience yourself as separate from others, from nature, and from the divine. Time feels linear, moving from past to future. Physical matter appears solid and unchangeable. You believe in scarcity, competition, and the need to struggle for survival or success. In third dimensional consciousness, you operate primarily from the lower 3 chakras. Your focus is on survival, sexuality, and personal power. Fear drives many decisions. You seek validation from external sources and believe your worth depends on achievements, possessions, or other people's opinions. Problem solving happens through force, manipulation, or control. But fifth-dimensional consciousness operates on completely different principles. In 5D awareness, you experience unity, abundance, and infinite possibility. You understand that you're connected to all life, that time is fluid and malleable, and that consciousness creates matter rather than the other way around. You operate from love rather than fear, collaboration rather than competition, and creativity rather than control. In fifth-dimensional consciousness, your heart chakra becomes the primary center of operation. You make decisions based on inner knowing rather than external authorities. You understand that you're a spiritual being having a human experience, not a human struggling to become spiritual. Manifestation happens through alignment and flow rather than force and effort. Here's what's crucial to understand. We don't skip directly from 3D to 5D. Fourth-dimensional consciousness serves as a transitional bridge. 4D is where the awakening process primarily takes place. It's characterized by emotional clearing, spiritual seeking, and the dismantling of old belief systems. Many people experience 4D as chaotic or overwhelming because they're simultaneously releasing 3D programming while beginning to access 5D awareness. Fourth dimension is where you might experience intense emotions surfacing for healing, relationship changes, career shifts, or spiritual awakenings. You become aware of energy, develop psychic abilities, and start questioning everything you've been taught about reality. This can feel destabilizing because you're literally rewiring your entire operating system. The key insight is that these dimensional states aren't fixed locations. They're frequencies of consciousness that you can access and embody. You might operate from 5D awareness in the morning, drop into 3D during a stressful work meeting, and return to 5D while in nature. The goal isn't perfection, but rather increasing your capacity to maintain higher dimensional awareness for longer periods. This dimensional consciousness affects every aspect of your daily experience. In 3D, you might react to a conflict with defensiveness or attack. In 5D, you respond with curiosity and compassion, seeing the conflict as an opportunity for growth and understanding. In 3D, you plan your life based on limitations and what seems realistic. In 5D, you follow your highest excitement and trust that the universe will support your authentic path. What makes this transition remarkable is its collective nature. This isn't just individual spiritual growth. Humanity as a whole is evolving beyond the limitations that have defined our species for millennia. We're witnessing the birth of a new kind of human being, one who operates from love rather than fear, unity rather than separation, and infinite possibility rather than scarcity. The Earth herself is ascending to higher frequencies, carrying all life forms with her. Those who resist this shift may experience increasing difficulty and chaos. Those who embrace it discover abilities and possibilities they never imagined. You're part of this magnificent evolution, whether you realize it or not. The question isn't whether you'll ascend, but how consciously you'll participate in the process. Now that we understand the landscape of consciousness, let's explore the fundamental language of this transformation. Chapter 2, The Language of Light, Frequency and Vibration Fundamentals. Everything in existence is frequency. Your thoughts, emotions, physical body, relationships, and external circumstances all vibrate at specific rates. This isn't New Age philosophy. It's quantum physics. What is new is humanity's growing ability to consciously work with frequency to create desired experiences and realities. Think of frequency like the bass and treble settings on a sound system. When you adjust these settings, the same song sounds completely different. Similarly, when you adjust your personal frequency, the same life circumstances feel and respond differently. What seem like insurmountable problems at lower frequencies become opportunities for growth and creativity at higher frequencies. Every thought generates a specific vibrational signature. Thoughts rooted in fear, anger, or limitation create dense, slow-moving frequencies. Thoughts based on love, gratitude, or possibility create light, fast-moving frequencies. These frequencies don't just stay in your head. They broadcast outward, affecting your energy field, your physical body, and your external reality. Here's a practical example. Imagine you're thinking about money. If your thoughts are "there's never enough money" or "I can't afford what I want," you're generating frequencies of lack and limitation. These frequencies literally repel abundance because they're vibrationally incompatible with prosperity. But if your thoughts shift to "money flows to me easily" or "I'm grateful for my abundant life," you generate frequencies that magnetize abundance because they match the vibrational signature of prosperity. Emotions are even more powerful frequency generators than thoughts. Emotions create the fuel that either accelerates or slows your manifestations. Joy, love, gratitude, and excitement generate high frequencies that align you with positive experiences. Fear, anger, resentment, and despair generate low frequencies that attract challenging circumstances. The science behind frequency and consciousness reveals that your brain generates measurable electromagnetic fields that extend far beyond your physical body. These fields interact with other energy fields, including other people, places, and even future possibilities. When you consciously raise your frequency, you literally tune into different potential realities. Your current vibrational state determines what you're able to perceive and experience. If you're vibrating at frequencies of stress and worry, you'll notice problems, limitations, and reasons to be concerned everywhere you look. If you're vibrating at frequencies of appreciation and possibility, you'll notice opportunities, synchronicities, and reasons to be excited about life. Recognizing your current vibrational state becomes essential for conscious evolution. High-frequency states feel expansive, light, and energizing. You feel connected to others and to life itself. Decision-making feels effortless because you're aligned with your inner wisdom. Low-frequency states feel contracted, heavy, and draining. You feel separate, defensive, or victimized. Decision-making becomes difficult because you're disconnected from your intuitive guidance. Sacred geometry and sound play crucial roles in frequency work. Certain geometric patterns naturally generate harmonious frequencies that support consciousness expansion. The flower of life, Metatron's cube, and the golden ratio spiral all carry frequency codes that help align your energy field with higher dimensional awareness. Sound frequencies can instantly shift your vibrational state. Specific tones, mantras, and frequency combinations have been used for thousands of years to induce altered states of consciousness. The 528 Hz frequency, known as the love frequency, repairs DNA and generates feelings of love and connection. The 741 Hz frequency dissolves emotional blockages and supports personal transformation. You can consciously adjust your personal vibration through several practical methods. Gratitude immediately raises your frequency because it aligns you with abundance and appreciation. Spending time in nature attunes you to the Earth's natural frequency, which is inherently healing and balancing. Creative expression channels high-frequency energy through your being, whether through art, music, writing, or any form of authentic self-expression. Physical movement, especially dancing or exercises that generate joy, shifts stagnant energy and raises your vibration. Meditation quiets mental chatter and allows you to access the natural high frequency of your soul. Conscious breathing, particularly techniques that emphasize the exhale, releases lower vibrational energy while drawing in higher frequency life force. Your environment significantly impacts your frequency. Clutter, harsh lighting, and chaotic spaces generate frequencies that drain your energy. Clean, organized, naturally lit spaces with plants, crystals, or sacred objects support higher vibrational states. The people you spend time with either raise or lower your frequency through energetic resonance. What's fascinating is that as you consistently maintain higher frequencies, your external reality begins reshaping itself to match your new vibrational signature. Relationships that no longer serve your highest good naturally fade away. Opportunities aligned with your purpose appear seemingly out of nowhere. Your physical health improves as your body attunes to the healing frequencies of your elevated consciousness. Understanding frequency is the foundation, but recognizing the signs of this shift in your own life is equally crucial. Chapter 3: The Awakening Signs. Recognizing your Ascension symptoms. Your body is literally rewiring itself to handle higher frequencies of light and consciousness. This isn't a metaphorical process. It's a biological transformation that creates specific symptoms as your physical, emotional, and spiritual systems upgrade to accommodate 5D awareness. Think of it like updating the operating system on your computer. During the upgrade process, certain programs might run slowly or behave differently. Some old files might become corrupted or need to be deleted. New features become available that weren't there before. Your body is undergoing a similar upgrade process, and understanding these symptoms helps you navigate the transformation with grace rather than fear. Physical symptoms often appear first because your body must adjust to handling increased light frequencies. Many people experience significant changes in their sleep patterns. You might find yourself waking up between 2 and 4 a.m. feeling wide awake and energized. This happens because these hours carry particularly high-frequency energy downloads from cosmic sources. Instead of fighting it, use these awakening periods for meditation, journaling, or simply being present with the energy moving through your system. Energy shifts can feel dramatic and unpredictable. One moment you're bursting with vitality, the next you feel completely exhausted. This isn't illness or poor health. Your energy body is recalibrating to operate at higher frequencies. Think of it like training for a marathon. Your energetic endurance is building, but the process can feel intense. Dietary preferences often change dramatically during Ascension. You might suddenly lose your taste for heavy foods like meat, processed foods, or alcohol. Your body is becoming more sensitive to the energetic quality of food, not just its nutritional content. Many people find themselves drawn to lighter foods, more water, and eating patterns that feel more intuitive than scheduled. Some experience what feels like flu-like symptoms that come and go without apparent cause. These aren't actual illnesses, but rather your body's way of releasing old energy patterns and toxins that can't exist at higher frequencies. Your immune system is essentially clearing out everything that's vibrationally incompatible with your evolving consciousness. Changes in your 5 senses are common as your perception expands beyond normal human ranges. Colors might appear more vivid, sounds more distinct, or you might notice energy fields around people and objects. Some people develop increased sensitivity to electromagnetic fields, finding that electronic devices affect them differently than before. Emotional symptoms can feel overwhelming if you don't understand what's happening. Heightened sensitivity means you feel everything more intensely. You might cry more easily, not from sadness, but from the sheer beauty and intensity of life. Emotional reactions to movies, music, or even commercials become stronger because your heart is opening to feel the full spectrum of human experience. Old emotional patterns surface for healing and release. Childhood trauma, past relationship wounds, or ancestral patterns might suddenly feel very present and intense. This isn't because you're moving backward in your healing. It's because your consciousness is now strong enough to process and release these patterns permanently. What took years of therapy in the past might clear in weeks or months during the Ascension process. You might experience sudden anger, sadness, or fear that doesn't seem connected to current circumstances. These emotions are often collective energies that you're helping to clear, not personal issues that need to be analyzed or solved. Learning to feel these emotions without taking them on as your own becomes an important skill. Spiritual symptoms include rapidly developing intuitive abilities. You might start knowing things without knowing how you know them. Conversations with friends reveal that you are both thinking about each other at the same time. Dreams become more vivid and prophetic. You might start seeing repeated number sequences like 1111, 222, or 333, which are your spiritual guide's way of confirming that you're on track with your evolution. Synchronicities multiply dramatically. The right book appears at the perfect time. You meet exactly the person you need to meet. Opportunities align in ways that feel orchestrated by invisible intelligence. These aren't coincidences. They're evidence that you're aligning with the flow of universal intelligence. Your connection to spiritual guidance strengthens. You might start hearing an inner voice that offers wisdom and direction. You feel the presence of angels, guides, or deceased loved ones. Your relationship with what you call God, Source, or universal consciousness becomes more personal and direct. Supporting your body through these changes requires self-compassion and practical care. Rest when you need to rest, even if it doesn't match normal schedules. Drink plenty of pure water to help your system process the increased light frequencies. Spend time in nature to ground and stabilize your energy. Salt baths help clear energy residue and soothe your nervous system. Avoid judging these symptoms as good or bad. They're simply evidence that you're evolving beyond the limitations of ordinary human consciousness. Some days will feel expansive and magical. Others might feel challenging or confusing. Both are normal parts of the ascension process. The key is trusting that your body knows how to navigate this transformation. You have all the internal wisdom needed to guide yourself through these changes. Pay attention to what feels supportive versus depleting. Follow your inner guidance about what you need, even when it doesn't make logical sense. As these symptoms arise, your energy centers become key gateways for this transformation. Chapter 4. The Sacred Geometry of Self. Activating your energy centers. Your chakra system functions as a sophisticated receiver and transmitter for higher dimensional frequencies. These energy centers aren't just abstract spiritual concepts. They're actual energy vortexes that govern specific aspects of your physical, emotional, and spiritual experience. Understanding how to consciously work with your chakras accelerates your ascension process dramatically. Imagine your chakras as radio antennas tuned to different frequency bands. When these antennas are clear and properly calibrated, you receive crystal clear signals from higher dimensional intelligence. When they're blocked or imbalanced, the signals become distorted or blocked entirely. Learning to maintain and activate your energy centers ensures you stay connected to the guidance and energy available from higher realms. In traditional 3D consciousness, most people operate primarily from their lower 3 chakras. The root chakra governs survival and safety. The sacral chakra governs sexuality and creativity. The solar plexus governs personal power and identity. While these centers remain important, 5D consciousness requires activating and balancing all 7 primary chakras, with special emphasis on the heart chakra as your new command center. The relationship between chakras and dimensional awareness becomes clear when you understand that each chakra naturally resonates with specific frequency ranges. Lower chakras resonate with denser, slower frequencies. Higher chakras resonate with lighter, faster frequencies. As you ascend to 5D consciousness, energy naturally rises from lower to higher centers, activating abilities and perceptions that seemed impossible from 3D awareness. Your heart chakra serves as the central processing unit for 5D consciousness. Unlike 3D awareness, which operates from mental analysis and emotional reaction, 5D awareness operates from heart-centered knowing and love-based response. When your heart chakra is fully activated, you naturally make decisions that serve the highest good of all involved. You experience unconditional love, not as an emotional state, but as a fundamental reality of existence. Activating your heart chakra begins with forgiveness, starting with yourself. Every judgment you hold against yourself or others creates energetic blockages that limit your heart's capacity to receive and transmit love frequencies. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning harmful behavior. It means releasing the energetic charge that keeps you connected to past pain and limitation. Gratitude serves as one of the most powerful heart activation tools. When you genuinely appreciate the gifts and lessons in your life, your heart chakra naturally expands and radiates higher frequencies. Practice finding something to appreciate in every situation, even challenging ones. This isn't denial or spiritual bypassing. It's recognizing that every experience contains valuable information and opportunities for growth. Your throat chakra governs authentic expression and truth-telling. As you ascend, you'll feel increasing pressure to speak and live your truth, even when it's uncomfortable or socially unacceptable. Your throat chakra activation might begin with feeling unable to engage in gossip, complaining, or superficial conversation. You'll feel drawn to express your authentic thoughts and feelings, even when they challenge conventional thinking. Clearing your throat chakra often involves releasing the fear of judgment or rejection that keeps you from expressing your true self. Many people carry wounds from childhood experiences of being criticized, ignored, or punished for speaking their truth. Healing these wounds and reclaiming your right to authentic expression is essential for 5D consciousness. Your third eye chakra governs intuition, psychic abilities, and higher perception. As this center activates, you might experience increased sensitivity to energy, prophetic dreams, or sudden knowing about people and situations. Some people see auras, energy fields, or spiritual beings. Others receive information through inner knowing, emotional sensing, or symbolic imagery. Developing your third eye requires learning to trust your intuitive impressions, even when they contradict logical analysis or social consensus. Your intuition operates from a much broader perspective than your thinking mind. It accesses information from past, present, and future timelines simultaneously. Learning to follow your intuitive guidance, especially in small daily decisions, strengthens this connection dramatically. Your crown chakra connects you directly to divine consciousness and universal intelligence. When this center is fully activated, you experience yourself as both individual and universal consciousness simultaneously. You understand that you're not separate from the divine, but rather an expression of divine consciousness exploring itself through human experience. Techniques for clearing and activating energy centers vary, but several practices work consistently across different systems and traditions. Meditation, particularly focused on specific chakras, helps clear blockages and increase energy flow. Visualization exercises, such as imagining bright light filling each energy center, stimulate activation and balancing. Sound healing powerfully affects chakra activation. Each chakra resonates with specific tones and frequencies. Chanting, singing, or listening to music tuned to specific chakra frequencies can clear blockages and enhance activation. Many people find that humming or toning while focused on specific energy centers creates immediate shifts in their energetic state. Working with light frequencies for healing involves consciously directing light energy to specific chakras or areas of your body that need healing or activation. This isn't visualization or imagination. You're working with actual light frequencies that carry healing and activation codes. Start by imagining or sensing bright, warm light entering through your crown chakra and flowing through your entire energy system. As your energy centers activate, you'll notice profound changes in how you experience life. Colors become more vivid, relationships more meaningful, and your sense of purpose more clear. You'll feel increasingly connected to all life and more confident in your ability to create positive change in your life and world. With your energy centers activated, you're ready to release what no longer serves your highest evolution. Chapter 5. The Great Release, Shedding 3D Programming. Ascending to 5D consciousness requires releasing the mental, emotional, and energetic programming that keeps you anchored in limitation and separation. This isn't about rejecting your human experience or spiritual bypassing difficult emotions. It's about consciously choosing which thoughts, beliefs, and patterns you want to carry forward into your expanded awareness. Think of your mind as a computer that's been running the same operating system for your entire life. This system was programmed by family beliefs, cultural conditioning, educational systems, media influences, and social expectations. Most of this programming was installed before you developed the awareness to choose what you wanted to believe about yourself and reality. Much of 3D programming centers around scarcity, separation, and limitation. You were taught that resources are limited, that you must compete with others for success, and that your worth depends on external achievements or approval. You learned to believe that you're separate from nature, from others, and from the divine. You accepted that suffering is inevitable, that life is meant to be a struggle, and that death is an ending rather than a transition. These beliefs aren't inherently wrong or bad. They served important functions in helping humanity develop individual consciousness and navigate physical reality. But they're no longer necessary or helpful for the level of consciousness humanity is evolving toward. In fact, they actively prevent you from accessing the expanded abilities and experiences available in 5D awareness. Identifying limiting beliefs requires honest self-examination of the thoughts that run automatically through your mind. Notice the stories you tell yourself about what's possible in your life. Pay attention to the reasons you give for why you can't have what you want or be who you want to be. Listen to the judgments you make about yourself and others. These automatic thoughts reveal the belief systems operating beneath your conscious awareness. Common limiting beliefs include variations of "I'm not good enough," "I don't deserve success or happiness," "Life is meant to be hard," "I can't trust others," "Money is evil or corrupting," "I must sacrifice my needs for others," or "I'm too old, young, inexperienced, or flawed to achieve my dreams." These beliefs feel true because they've been reinforced by repeated experience, but they're actually just programs that can be updated or deleted. The process of releasing limiting beliefs begins with recognizing that thoughts are not facts. Just because you think something doesn't make it true. Your thoughts are simply energy patterns that have been repeated, so often they feel automatic and real. But you have the power to choose different thoughts, which will eventually create different experiences. Emotional clearing and trauma release become essential components of shedding 3D programming, because emotions provide the energetic charge that keeps old patterns in place. Unprocessed trauma creates energetic blockages that distort your perception and limit your choices. Healing these emotional wounds doesn't require years of therapy or reliving painful experiences. Higher dimensional healing tools can resolve trauma quickly and gently. One powerful technique involves sending love and forgiveness to your past selves who experienced trauma or made choices you now regret. Imagine yourself at the age when specific wounds occurred. See that younger version of yourself with complete compassion and understanding. Send that child or younger adult all the love, support, and wisdom they needed at the time. This practice literally changes the energetic charge around past experiences. Breaking free from victim-victimizer consciousness represents one of the most important shifts in ascending to 5D awareness. In 3D consciousness, you experience yourself as either a victim of circumstances, other people, or systems beyond your control, or as someone who must control, manipulate, or overpower others to get what you need. Both positions are based on the illusion of separation and powerlessness. 5D consciousness recognizes that you're always creating your experience through your consciousness, choices, and energetic vibration. This doesn't mean blaming yourself for negative experiences or denying that harmful actions occur. It means taking full responsibility for your response to whatever happens and recognizing your power to choose differently moving forward. Forgiveness becomes the master key for releasing 3D programming. Forgiveness isn't about condoning harmful behavior or pretending that hurtful actions didn't occur. It's about releasing the energetic charge that keeps you connected to past pain and limitation. When you forgive, you free yourself from carrying the emotional burden of other people's unconscious choices. Start by forgiving yourself for every choice, mistake, or perceived failure in your past. Understand that you always did the best you could with the awareness and resources available at the time. Your past choices brought you exactly the experiences you needed for your soul's growth and evolution. There are no mistakes, only learning opportunities disguised as challenges. Forgiving others requires recognizing that everyone is doing the best they can from their current level of consciousness. People who hurt others are acting from their own unhealed wounds and unconscious programming. This doesn't excuse harmful behavior, but it helps you understand that their actions were never really about you. They were about their own internal pain and limitation. The forgiveness process often happens in layers. You might think you've forgiven someone completely, only to discover deeper levels of resentment or hurt that need to be addressed. This is normal and healthy. Each layer of forgiveness you complete increases your frequency and expands your capacity for love and compassion. As you release old programming, you might experience temporary confusion or disorientation. Your old identity was built around your limitations, wounds, and conditioned beliefs. As these fall away, you might wonder who you really are without your familiar patterns and stories. This identity dissolution is a natural part of Ascension. Trust that your authentic self will emerge as you clear away everything you're not. Practical techniques for releasing 3D programming include regular meditation to observe your thoughts without identifying with them, journaling to explore and release limiting beliefs, energy healing to clear emotional blockages, and conscious breath work to move stagnant energy through your system. Regular time in nature helps ground you during periods of intense clearing and reminds you of the natural state of peace and harmony available to all life. As you clear the old, you create space for your authentic power to emerge. Your true nature isn't limited, wounded, or separate. Your essence is unlimited consciousness temporarily expressing itself through human form. As old programming dissolves, this unlimited nature becomes your lived experience rather than just a spiritual concept. This process of releasing and clearing creates space for entirely new ways of being to emerge. You'll discover abilities, insights, and creative expressions that were impossible while old programming remained in place. The person you're becoming has been waiting patiently beneath all the conditioning and limitations you've carried. Now, as the time is set that authentic self free. The journey continues as you learn to embody the authentic power that emerges from this profound clearing process. Every layer of old programming you release brings you closer to remembering who you really are and why you chose to be here during this extraordinary time of planetary transformation. Chapter 6, The Inner Sun, Cultivating Your Divine Authority. When Galileo declared that Earth revolves around the sun, he faced execution for challenging established authority. Yet he couldn't deny what he'd observed through his telescope. Similarly, there comes a moment in your spiritual evolution when you must choose between external approval and inner truth. This choice awakens what mystics call your inner sun, the divine authority that lives within your own consciousness. Most people spend lifetimes seeking permission from parents, teachers, religious leaders, or society to be who they truly are. This external focus keeps you trapped in what I call the validation prison, where your power remains outside yourself. You become reactive rather than creative, responding to life based on others' expectations rather than your soul's wisdom. Your inner divine authority isn't arrogance or rebellion against helpful guidance. It's recognizing that the same cosmic intelligence creating galaxies operates through your awareness. You don't need intermediaries to access universal wisdom because you are an expression of that intelligence exploring itself through human form. Moving from external validation to inner knowing requires developing spiritual confidence, unshakable trust in your connection to source consciousness. This emerges as you practice listening to subtle inner impressions and following their guidance, even in small daily choices. Start by pausing before decisions and noticing what your body feels drawn toward. Your inner guidance communicates through sensations, feelings, and knowings that bypass mental analysis. What feels expansive is usually aligned with your highest path. What feels contracting typically indicates something misaligned with your evolution. The difference between ego power and soul power becomes crucial here. Ego power seeks control, dominance, or superiority through force and manipulation. It operates from fear, scarcity, and competition, requiring constant effort to maintain your position. This approach feels exhausting because it works against natural universal flow. Soul power operates through love, service, and collaboration. It seeks to uplift everyone while honoring your authentic gifts and purpose. When you operate from soul power, opportunities align effortlessly, relationships become mutually supportive, and work feels energizing. You become magnetic rather than forceful, attracting what serves your highest good. Developing unshakable confidence in your spiritual gifts means recognizing that everyone possesses unique abilities designed for their soul's mission. Your gifts might include healing presence, intuitive insights, creative inspiration, or simply the capacity to make others feel valued. These aren't random talents, but specific tools for your contribution to collective awakening. Many dismiss their spiritual abilities as imagination because they've been conditioned to trust only measurable phenomena. But your accurate intuitive impressions, your comforting presence during others' crises, and your creative downloads are real capabilities deserving acknowledgement and development. Practice strengthening your divine authority through daily meditation, where you connect with inner stillness and wisdom. Ask questions and listen for subtle impressions, images, or knowings that arise. Trust these communications, even when they contradict conventional wisdom or external advice. Becoming your own cause rather than an effect means taking full responsibility for your experience while recognizing your power to create change. Instead of waiting for circumstances to improve, you consciously choose thoughts, emotions, and actions generating your desired reality. You stop being life's victim and become its conscious director. This doesn't mean blaming yourself for challenges, but understanding that your response determines your next experience. Your inner authority gives you power to choose peace over conflict, love over fear, and trust over control regardless of external circumstances. When you fully embody divine authority, you become a beacon of possibility for others. Your presence reminds people of their own connection to source consciousness and their capacity for positive change. You inspire not through preaching, but by living as an example of what's possible when someone trusts inner guidance and follows their authentic path. This inner authority naturally leads to a profound shift in how you engage with life itself. Chapter 7. The Heart Portal, Accessing Unity Consciousness. Scientists recently discovered your heart contains over 40,000 neurons and generates electromagnetic fields 60 times stronger than your brain. But the most remarkable finding is your heart's role as the primary gateway to experiencing unity with all existence. Normal consciousness creates the illusion that you're separate from others, nature, and divine source. This perceived separation becomes the foundation for fear, loneliness, and constant struggle. Your heart chakra serves as the bridge dissolving this illusion completely, revealing the fundamental interconnectedness underlying all reality. Opening heart consciousness begins with self-compassion because you can't authentically give what you don't possess. Most people maintain harsh internal dialogues they never direct toward friends. This creates energetic armor, blocking your ability to give and receive love freely. Notice your self-talk throughout the day. When you make mistakes or fall short of expectations, what voice emerges? If you wouldn't speak to a beloved friend that way, it's time to transform this relationship. Practice addressing yourself with the same kindness you'd offer someone you care about deeply. Replace self-criticism with gentle understanding. Recognize you're doing your best with current awareness and resources. This creates the safety your heart needs to open fully, allowing you to experience the love that's always been your essential nature. Expanding heart consciousness involves gradually widening your circle of care. Begin by sending genuine appreciation to family members, feeling warmth radiating from your chest toward each person. Extend this loving energy to friends, then acquaintances, then strangers you encounter daily. This practice isn't about forcing positive feelings toward those who've hurt you. It's recognizing the divine spark within every being regardless of their current behavior or consciousness level. You can acknowledge harmful actions while holding space for someone's highest potential. Moving from separation to unity awareness happens as you experience moments where boundaries between self and other dissolve. You might feel this watching sunsets, holding babies, or during deep meditation. These experiences reveal that love isn't just emotion, but the intelligent force creating and sustaining existence. Practicing unconditional love means loving regardless of behavior while maintaining healthy boundaries. Unconditional love doesn't mean accepting abuse or staying in harmful situations. It means recognizing everyone does their best from their current awareness level, even when their best falls short of your preferences. This differs from personal affection or romantic attachment that often depends on how someone treats you. Unconditional love flows from recognizing the sacred within every being, independent of their choices or your relationship with them. Compassion emerges naturally from an open heart as you recognize everyone struggles with limitations and unconscious patterns. The person cutting you off in traffic, the colleague taking credit for your work, or the family member triggering your insecurities all act from their own pain and conditioning. This understanding doesn't excuse harmful behavior, but helps you respond from wisdom rather than reactivity. When someone acts unconsciously, you can see their behavior as a call for love rather than an attack deserving retaliation. Your heart becomes your primary guidance system in expanded consciousness because it operates from broader perspective than analytical thinking. Heart-based decisions consider not just immediate personal benefit, but impact on everyone involved. When something truly serves your highest path, your heart feels open, warm, and expansive. Learning to trust heart guidance requires practice, especially if you've relied primarily on logical analysis. Start with small choices where consequences aren't major. Notice which options make your heart feel more open versus closed. Follow this wisdom even when it doesn't make rational sense and observe the results. The heart portal also connects you to collective consciousness, allowing you to sense what's happening energetically with groups or humanity. Many sensitive people feel overwhelmed by this expanded awareness because they haven't learned distinguishing personal emotions from collective energies they're perceiving. When your heart operates as your primary center, relationships become opportunities for mutual awakening rather than drama or codependency. You attract people committed to growth and conscious communication. Conflicts become chances for deeper understanding rather than battles to win. From this place of heart-centered awareness, you gain access to extraordinary creative abilities. Chapter 8, The Manifestation Matrix, Creating from 5D Consciousness. Every object surrounding you existed as consciousness before materializing in physical reality. The device you're using, the space you're in, even these words began as ideas before becoming manifest. In fifth-dimensional awareness, this creative process becomes conscious, effortless, and aligned with universal intelligence. Traditional manifestation focuses on visualization and goal setting, operating from third-dimensional consciousness, where you try forcing reality to match desires through mental effort. Fifth-dimensional creation works through different principles that are both more powerful and more aligned with natural laws. Quantum physics reveals consciousness literally participates in creating physical reality. Subatomic particles exist in infinite possibility states until observation collapses them into specific forms. Your consciousness doesn't just observe reality. It actively selects which possibilities become your experience. Understanding quantum manifestation means recognizing attention as the creative force shaping reality. When you focus consistently on limitations or problems, you're selecting those possibilities from the quantum field. When you focus on abundance and solutions, you're choosing entirely different potential experiences. Feeling and vibration become central because emotions provide magnetic force, attracting experiences matching their frequency. Thoughts generate initial creative impulses, but emotions determine how quickly and powerfully those thoughts manifest physically. Think of emotions as fuel powering manifestations. Gratitude, excitement, and joy create high-frequency magnetic fields, attracting abundant, harmonious experiences. Fear, frustration, and resentment generate low-frequency fields, magnetizing challenging circumstances. This isn't punishment, but simply how reality's energetic mechanics operate. Learning to generate authentic positive emotions about desired outcomes before they manifest accelerates creation dramatically. This doesn't mean pretending problems don't exist, but cultivating genuine appreciation for current opportunities while maintaining clear intention for positive change. Practice feeling emotions you'd experience if your desire manifestation were complete. If you want abundant income, feel genuinely grateful for prosperity flowing into your life. If you want loving relationships, embody feelings of being cherished and appreciated. These emotional states signal the universe you're ready to receive. Working with divine timing requires releasing attachment to specific outcomes and timelines while maintaining clear intention and aligned action. Third-dimensional consciousness tries controlling exactly how and when things manifest, leading to frustration when reality doesn't follow preferred schedules. Fifth-dimensional consciousness recognizes universal intelligence has access to resources, connections, and possibilities beyond mental comprehension. What seems like delay might actually be perfect orchestration, aligning necessary elements for optimal manifestation. Divine timing considers factors your personality can't perceive: others' readiness, cosmic cycles, collective shifts, and your soul's deeper learning objectives. Trusting this larger intelligence while taking inspired action creates ideal manifestation conditions. Manifesting for the highest good transforms creation from personal acquisition to universal service. Instead of asking what you want, begin asking what wants to emerge through you that serves consciousness evolution. This aligns personal desires with cosmic intelligence, creating manifestations benefiting everyone touched by their effects. This doesn't mean sacrificing your needs, but recognizing authentic fulfillment naturally contributes to collective well-being. When you're living from highest potential and creating from genuine passion, your success elevates everyone through inspiration and energetic resonance. Practical steps begin with clarifying not just what you want, but why you want it and how it serves your evolution. Connect with deeper meaning behind desires. Feel how achieving this vision would allow fuller service to life. Spend daily time visualizing your desired reality as already present. Engage all senses and emotions. Feel the gratitude, excitement, and satisfaction you'd experience if this manifestation were complete right now. Take inspired action by following guidance and opportunities feeling most alive and exciting. Inspired action feels energizing rather than draining, often involving steps that don't make logical sense but feel intuitively correct. Release attachment to specific outcomes while maintaining clear intention. Hold your vision lightly, allowing universal intelligence to deliver desires in forms potentially exceeding original imagination. The most powerful manifestation occurs when you embody the consciousness and frequency of desired reality before it appears. If you want abundance, feel and act abundant with what you have. If you want loving relationships, become the most loving person you know. This creative power extends beyond manifestation to include miraculous healing. Chapter 9: The Miracle Frequency, Healing, and Regeneration. Every cell contains the complete blueprint for perfect health and vitality. Medical science has documented thousands of spontaneous recoveries from terminal illnesses without conventional treatment. While seeming miraculous from ordinary consciousness, these represent natural healing capacity activated through elevated frequency and conscious intention. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs directly influence cellular function through networks connecting nervous, endocrine, and immune systems. Positive emotions stimulate healing hormone production while activating genes associated with longevity. Negative states trigger stress responses, suppressing immune function and accelerating aging. This mind-body connection operates continuously, meaning habitual thought patterns and emotional states literally program cells for health or dysfunction. Chronic worry creates chronic inflammation. Persistent resentment generates persistent pain. Ongoing fear produces immune suppression. But shifting to elevated states reverses these processes immediately. Understanding how consciousness affects physical health opens pathways transcending traditional medical limitations. Your body responds to love, gratitude, and appreciation by activating powerful regenerative mechanisms. These aren't just feel-good experiences, but precise medicine optimizing every biological system. Techniques for channeling healing light begin with recognizing consciousness can direct therapeutic energy with surgical precision. Light isn't merely electromagnetic radiation, but conscious intelligence capable of restoring perfect cellular harmony. Place hands on any area needing healing attention. Close your eyes and imagine brilliant white light entering through your crown chakra, flowing through your hands into the affected region. Don't worry about technique or feeling energy. Your focused intention directs healing frequencies exactly where needed. Visualize this light dissolving dysfunction while restoring optimal cellular function. See the affected area returning to perfect health and vitality. Spend several minutes daily in this meditation. Trusting consciousness activates restoration processes even without immediate physical evidence. DNA activation reveals your genetic code isn't fixed programming, but dynamic software responding to consciousness and environmental factors. Epigenetic research demonstrates genes can be turned on or off throughout lifetime based on thoughts, emotions, and choices. Many carry dormant DNA sequences containing codes for enhanced healing abilities, expanded consciousness, and extraordinary human potentials. As humanity ascends to higher frequencies, this dormant material activates, providing access to capabilities seeming impossible from ordinary awareness. You can consciously support DNA activation through specific intentions and visualization. During meditation, set clear intention for genetic code to activate in alignment with highest potential. Imagine light frequencies downloading into cellular structure, upgrading biological systems for enhanced health and spiritual abilities. Working with your body as a temple of light requires shifting your relationship with physical form from limitation to sacred vessel. Your body isn't separate from spiritual nature, but the instrument through which soul expresses itself in material reality. Choose foods carrying high life force energy rather than empty calories. Fresh, organic, minimally processed foods vibrate at frequencies supporting cellular vitality. Water charged with loving intention becomes healing medicine. Exercise undertaken with joy energizes rather than depletes. Your body responds powerfully to appreciation. Instead of focusing on perceived flaws, practice acknowledging everything working perfectly. Appreciate your heart's constant beating, your lungs' oxygen exchange, your immune system's vigilance. This activates healing responses while creating positive environments necessary for regeneration. Sound healing accelerates restoration through specific frequencies resonating with different organs and systems. Humming, chanting, or listening to healing tones can restore cellular harmony and clear energetic blockages manifesting as physical symptoms. Sleep becomes a powerful healing portal when approached consciously. During rest, your body performs intensive repair processes. Setting healing intentions before sleep and creating peaceful sleeping environments amplifies natural restoration mechanisms. Forgiveness serves as one of the most potent healing tools because it releases emotional charges, creating energetic blockages. Resentment, anger, and blame generate knots, disrupting healthy energy circulation and manifesting as physical symptoms. Forgiveness dissolves blockages, allowing vital energy to flow freely. The healing frequency encompasses more than curing illness. It's about optimizing your physical form to serve as the clearest channel for consciousness and spiritual gifts. As your body vibrates at higher frequencies, you become more energetically sensitive, more intuitively perceptive, and more capable of serving as healing presence for others. These individual transformations are part of a much larger cosmic shift. Chapter 10: The New Earth, Embodying 5D in Daily Life. The ultimate purpose isn't escaping physical reality, but transforming it by embodying higher consciousness while living fully in the material world. This creates what mystics call heaven on earth, reality where love, wisdom, and harmony govern human interactions and our relationship with nature. You're here to serve as a bridge between dimensions, demonstrating what becomes possible when divine consciousness expresses through human form. This isn't about perfection, but bringing spiritual awareness into ordinary life, transforming the mundane into sacred through presence and choices. Maintaining fifth-dimensional awareness in everyday situations requires dimensional flexibility. You'll move between consciousness frequencies throughout your day, depending on circumstances and people encountered. The goal isn't constant expanded awareness, but returning to higher frequencies quickly when you notice contraction. This might happen during stressful meetings, challenging family interactions, or exposure to negative media. Notice when energy contracts, judgment increases, or peace disturbs. These signal shifts into lower dimensional consciousness. Instead of self-criticism, breathe deeply, reconnect with heart center, and consciously return to love. Practical techniques include regular emotional check-ins. Set gentle reminders to pause and ask how you're feeling and what frequency you're operating from. If you notice stress or judgment, take conscious breaths and choose thoughts feeling more peaceful. Surround yourself with beauty through nature, art, music, or conscious relationships. Environment significantly impacts consciousness, so creating inspiring spaces supports dimensional stability. This might mean decluttering, adding plants, playing uplifting music, or spending more time outdoors. Navigating relationships from higher consciousness transforms interactions with everyone. Instead of trying to change others, focus on maintaining your center while offering loving presence. Listen with genuine curiosity rather than planning responses. Speak from authenticity rather than trying to impress. This doesn't mean becoming passive or allowing poor treatment. Higher consciousness makes you more skilled at healthy boundaries because you operate from self-love rather than fear. You can say no with kindness, address problems with clarity, and remove yourself from toxic situations without anger. Many discover that embodying higher consciousness naturally reorganizes relationships. Some deepen as people respond positively to your increased peace and authenticity. Others fade as those attracted to previous drama lose interest in the calmer version of yourself. New relationships enter, matching your evolving consciousness. Contributing to collective ascension happens through presence more than actions. Every time you choose love over fear, peace over conflict, or trust over control, you're adding higher frequency energy to collective consciousness. This influences everyone around you in ways creating positive ripple effects worldwide. You don't need to become a teacher or a healer to contribute meaningfully. Simply living as an example of conscious, loving, peaceful humanity serves the ascension process. Your willingness to heal emotional wounds and embody highest potential gives others permission to do the same. Some feel called to more visible service, creating conscious businesses, developing healing modalities, producing inspiring art, or sharing wisdom. If you feel this calling, trust it and develop your gifts. The collective needs people willing to offer unique contributions to planetary healing. Living as a bridge means honoring both spiritual nature and human experience. You don't reject the physical world, but bring spiritual consciousness into work, relationships, health, and creativity as opportunities to express divine nature. This integration creates seemingly miraculous results. Problems solve themselves, resources appear when needed, relationships heal, creative projects flow with ease. These aren't miracles, but natural results of aligning human action with divine intelligence. Daily practices include starting each day connecting with highest guidance through meditation or intention setting. Throughout the day, practice gratitude for blessings. End each day reviewing experiences with appreciation for lessons and growth. Choose activities and entertainment that inspire rather than drain peace. Limit exposure to negative media, creating anxiety. Seek content expanding consciousness, teaching valuable lessons, or connecting you with beauty and possibility. The new Earth isn't a distant destination, but consciousness you embody now through choices, thoughts, emotions, and actions. Every moment offers opportunity to choose heaven on earth over separation and struggle. As more people make this choice consistently, collective planetary reality shifts to match elevated consciousness. We've journeyed through 10 essential principles of fifth-dimensional consciousness. Remember that ascension isn't about perfection, but progression. Every step toward embodying higher consciousness contributes to your evolution and supports collective awakening happening worldwide. You now understand your frequency determines reality. The thoughts you think, emotions you feel, and consciousness you embody literally create experiences you encounter. This is practical knowledge you can apply immediately to transform any life aspect not serving your highest potential. You have power to heal and transform at deepest levels. Your consciousness can direct healing energy, activate dormant genetic potential, and restore natural vitality. You're not a victim of genetics, circumstances, or others' choices, but a conscious creator with ability to choose responses to whatever life presents. Most importantly, you're part of magnificent collective awakening. Millions worldwide are discovering spiritual gifts, healing emotional wounds, and choosing to embody love rather than fear. You're not alone, but supported by visible and invisible allies, sharing commitment to conscious evolution and planetary healing. Start today by paying attention to your vibrational state. Notice when you feel expanded versus contracted. Choose thoughts and activities elevating your frequency. Trust inner guidance above external authorities. Follow your heart's wisdom even when it doesn't make logical sense. Be patient with yourself. This is humanity's most significant evolution. You're rewiring your nervous system, clearing ancestral patterns, and embodying capabilities dormant for thousands of years. Some days will feel magical and expansive. Others might feel challenging. Both are normal parts of ascension. You already have everything needed within. The fifth frequency isn't something you attain, but something you remember. You are a magnificent being of light having a temporary human experience, and now is your time to shine. The universe awaits your unique gifts, perspectives, and contributions. Trust the process. Trust yourself. Trust you're exactly where you need to be in evolution, learning exactly what's needed and contributing exactly what collective consciousness requires for continued awakening. You're here on purpose, for a purpose, and your presence matters more than you might realize. Thank you for joining me on this transformational journey. If this audiobook has awakened something within you, please subscribe to Audiobook's library and ring the notification bell to stay connected with more consciousness-expanding content.